here. And I hope we'll be sharing some substance that might help everyone to understand the directions in regards to where our world is going, and also on how one can start understanding his vision, mission, and strategies. It could be your business, it could be your private activity, but can also be for the company that you are working for. So, Vesam, are you ready with the slides?
Yep.
So yeah, we can move to slide 2.
One second, sorry. How do I share the slides? It's not allowing me. From the basic. Okay, sorry.
There we go.
Yeah.
I was just about to say that.
There we go.
Super, lovely. So we can move to the second slide already.
Or let me just get you.
There we go. Yes, once again, good evening. So my name is Landry Meya. I'm originally from the Democratic Republic of Congo. I'm based in Johannesburg for the past 20 years. And I'm the co-founder and CEO of a company called Akata RDC. We are in the mining space. We mainly focus on mining, engineering, and new technology. So we do supply in the mining industry in Africa, mainly South Africa, Zambia, Zimbabwe, the Democratic Republic of Congo, and also Ghana. So basically that's what Akata RDC does in regards to the mining sectors. And we also have various partners that are OEMs. If you're not familiar with OEMs, means simply original equipment manufacturers. So most of the manufacturers that we are partnered with, they are basically coming from various countries and they manufacture various machineries. And I'm also the founder of a company called Smart Africa 4.0, which is mainly into the consulting space. And Smart Africa 4.0 basically focuses on Industry 4.0 and also provide ideas, solutions, and strategies in regards to Industry 4.0, which is the fourth industrial revolutions. And you're more than welcome to visit some of our videos on YouTube, on LinkedIn, and also on other social medias in regards to Smart Africa, to have a clear picture of what we've been doing for the past year and also what type of solutions and idea we are putting out there. So it started as an initiative basically to provide solutions and ideas, especially for entrepreneurs, but also business executives that really want to understand into what's happening in today's world and how they can basically, let's just say, focus on becoming more agile and also taking from what they have as existing vision, mission, and strategies and plug into the fourth industrial revolutions, especially in the African continent. This time we can move to the third slide. So that's basically, let's just call it some reading material in regard to what Smart Africa 4.0 is all about. As I was saying, it's a consulting firms that provide ideas, suggestions, as well as solutions to entrepreneurs / business executive for them to face the challenges that are brought by the new normal. And I think as entrepreneur or also business people that I have here, I think our world has changed simply in regards to this pandemic we've all been facing, and so many things has been happening, and also regarding on how one can become more agile and understanding. And today, the reason we're sitting here, it's basically also simply because of technology and how we can easily communicate with people from all over the world, and you do not have to travel to come to Johannesburg to see me. I can basically spend some time with you on Zoom, and we can discuss that. So these are also companies like Zoom. that nobody was betting on it years back, but today is sitting on more than 54 billion USD, and simply because basically they pushed at the right time, and today they are very successful, also thanks to the new normal. So we can move to the fourth slide. So in regards to the focus of what is Smart Africa 4.0 and what we focus, as I was saying, we focus on entrepreneur and business executive, and also the new normal, which is this pandemic that we are still going through. And of course, we also look at the fourth industrial revolutions and its 9 pillars. Of course, today we'll be also touching on the 9 pillars of Industry 4.0. And the fourth point in regards to our focus, we also focus on the African continent, but mainly into the mining sectors, because that's our sectors of expertise. So if we move to the fifth slide, and fifth slide speaks about another company, as I was talking about Smart Africa 4.0, but now I'm talking about Akata RDC. So Akata RDC basically operating the mining engineering supply chain, and also we look at a lot of opportunity, and also do assist Africa with many projects, especially in regards to plant and logistic. And also we provide other business services in Congo, in South Africa, in Ghana, Zambia, and Zimbabwe. We can move to the sixth slide. And of course, as I was saying, the focus of Akata RDC, it's basically mining, engineering, and new technology. So we do look at a lot of new developments, especially in regards to new technology in the mining sectors, and we provide a lot of solutions in regards to especially new technology and the fourth industrial revolutions, where we're going to talk about automotive and autonomous and robotic, and also advanced simulations and other things that we are also able to do in regards to the mining industry. So tonight we'll be talking about the fourth industrial revolutions, also called Industry 4.0. So that's where we are. That's slide 7, Vissam. Please be with me. I'm not gonna try to be too fast, but I will just go with the flow. Sometimes I will slow down, and sometimes I might just press the accelerator a little bit, because we need to catch up on time that we weren't able to start. So yeah, we can move to this slide 8. As I was saying, we're talking about Industry 4.0, the fourth industrial revolution. And so today, as I was saying, we'll be discussing Industry 4.0, or the fourth industrial revolutions. So the world has basically witnessed 4 industrial revolutions. So that's why we are talking about the fourth industrial revolutions. So we'll get to the historic as well of where our world is coming from. So from mechanizations, when we're talking about water power, steam power, and other things, and also moving into electricity, into mass productions, and other good things that happen on the second industrial revolutions. And some of us has also witnessed what we call the third industrial revolution, that was mainly focusing on automation and computer. And today, here we are into the fourth industrial revolutions. So what is Industry 4.0? I've got a very interesting definition here in regards to what is Industry 4.0. So it says it's the ongoing automation of traditional manufacturing and industrial practices using modern smart technology, large-scale machine-to-machine communication, M2M, and the Internet of Things, which is IoT, are integrated for increased automation, improved communication, and self-monitoring, and production of smart machine that can analyze and diagnose issues without the need for human intervention. And yes, for me, the key word in this, if you want my opinion, it's automation, machine-to-machine, Internet of Things, and of course, no need for human interventions. And you will actually notice one thing in regards to this pandemic that we're going through. You'll notice that e-commerce businesses and most of the online and marketplace that exist online has done an amazing job, and they're still basically increasing their profit even during this pandemic. So simply because you will also notice that through this pandemic, it has actually accelerated or speed up the needs for Industry 4.0, and that's where we are right now. So we can move to slide 9, Vesam. So slide 9 is talking about the origin of the word Industry 4.0. So the word Industry 4.0 basically originated from a German project that took place around 2011. That was actually, let's just say, was sponsored by the German federal government, and that was basically to promote the computerization of manufacturing. Because remember, Germany is one of the countries that is actually sitting as a core or source of many technology, and also a focus on industrialization. So one of the key companies that was really sitting into, let's just call it a symposium, but it was Robert Bosch for people that know it. And they were quite involved in regards to, let's just say, putting together, bringing together Industry 4.0 and that word as well, and where they want to take it. So if we move to slide 10, Vesam, this is now where we're actually getting into the historic of industrializations and the 4 industrial revolutions that took place in our beautiful planet. So the first industrial revolutions that took place, as I was speaking earlier on, it was in this industrialization that was focusing on mechanization. So mechanization, this is when we actually saw a lot of water power and steam power. So your locomotive, your steamboat, your steamship, and all those things, that where we actually were able to see those new inventions, or let's just say technology, coming into our lives. And then if we move into, that was basically, let's just say, around 1765, so 17th century. And then if we move into the second industrial revolutions, that was basically speaking about electricity, because electricity was the key in these industrial revolutions, because that's actually how it brought into speed the mass production and assembly line. So this is when you actually started seeing a lot of big production taking place in the automation space. In the automotive space, and a lot of manufacturing was actually being, let's just say, going on a mass production level. So the third industrial revolution was speaking about computer and automation. This is where most of us have actually seen a lot of things taking place in regards to computer, and seeing Bill Gates getting quite involved, and IBM, Macintosh, and all those things being really involved in our space and our world. So seeing computer being able to basically do or process things via a computer. And then the fourth industrial revolution, this is where we are, speaks about cyber physical systems. So that's why I was talking about your big data. I was talking about your universal integration, your Internet of Things, IoT, and so many beautiful things that we'll actually talk about as we are moving along. So also speaking about the fourth industrial revolutions, before we even move into the 9 pillars of Industry 4.0, or the 9 pillars of the fourth industrial revolutions, I think it's quite important for all of us to understand where our world is going. And unfortunately, some might not agree with it, but dreamers are actually the people that are shaping our world today. 20 years ago, if I told you that the biggest shopping mall will be online, it will be called Alibaba, you wouldn't believe me, but today we are living it. 20 years ago, if I told you that you won't need to call any taxi anymore, you can just go on an app on your phone and order a taxi, the taxi will come to your house. Today we are living it, we call it Uber. If I told you that you don't have to walk out of your house anymore, to go to a Blockbusters to get a movie, you can just order that movie from your TV. Today we are living it and you are calling it Netflix. So there are so many new technology or inventions that has taken place. But 20 years ago, you and I perhaps wouldn't have believed it, but we are living it today. So that's the power of our mind and vision, and actually where we project things and where we want to see our world today. So most of those people or inventors that I've mentioned here, these are the people that are shaping our world. And guess what? The biggest supply chain company that exists in the world is sitting there called Amazon. And there are so many things that we can actually talk about as well. And you look at where our world is going, where we actually were focusing on the petrodollar or the oil and gas industry. Guess what? The world is now speaking about renewable energy, and Elon Musk is taking us on another level. And guess what? Is moving into the EV market, which is the electrical vehicle market, and basically manufacturing electric cars, which is actually a very safer car because there is less pollution taking place or emission taking place in that car. And also the technology is well advanced when it comes to those cars. And today, guess what? This is now the #1 company in terms of valuations into the stock market and sitting on more than 200 billion USD. They've taken the place of Toyota today. So this is our world today. This is where we are going. And there is a serious need in regards to electric vehicles, and also the serious needs of cobalt. Cobalt is basically one of the minerals that is needed in terms of building electric vehicle batteries. So this is also one of the products that you find in the Congo. The Congo is sitting with 60% of the global reserve of cobalt around the world. And Elon Musk with his company, they've signed a deal with Glencore basically to supply Glencore Congo to supply them with cobalt for them to manufacture electric vehicle batteries. Thank you. So that's basically where our world is, and that's where we are going. So I always urge people, and I always urge business people to think ahead and to become visionaries, because our world today or tomorrow's world, or when we're going to reach the 5th industrial revolutions, it's simply because of your vision and where you are projecting yourself and you are seeing our world and where our world is going. Vesam, we can move to page 11. So on this page, I'm basically speaking about the 9 pillars of Industry 4.0. I believe from now, everybody's already acquainted with the word Industry 4.0, the 4th industrial revolution. And we can now touch on the 9 pillars of Industry 4.0. So forget about the numbering. It doesn't mean that #1 simply means that it's on top. No, it's just a numbering. So the first, basically, it's autonomous system and robotic. So this is where our world is. Robots are now doing deliveries, and automation is taking a high place, not only on the manufacturing space, but also in various space. I'll give you a simple example. If you look at in the mining sector, for instance, there is a multinational called Caterpillar. They release an autonomous haul truck that is called the CAT 793F. The CAT 793F is an autonomous haul truck, so it simply means that there is no need for a driver in that truck. That truck goes simply, let's just say, from the loading zone, basically to the shovel, and goes to the unloading or going to drop the ore body or whatever that it was carrying by itself. So it's just a truck that is, everything is programmed, is depending on the GPS coordinated that has been set up there, and the route has been calculated. Everything is simply IoT, and there is someone sitting in the control room just monitoring the truck doing everything. For your information, this has been going on in the mining industry for the past 4 years now. And in Africa also, they already have some of those autonomous haul truck in the mining space. And if you look at Tesla as well, Tesla is busy with some of those autonomous vehicles as well, and Bosch with Mercedes-Benz as well. They're pushing for some of those autonomous haul trucks. So that was just a simple example in regard to automation, but automation has gone on various stages. So from automation taking place in manufacturing space, automation taking place in the electric vehicle space, automation taking place in the automotive space, automation taking place in the delivery space or supply chain and so on. And we're also seeing it with Amazon actually being able to do such things in regard to automation. And of course, the second space, which is the second pillar of Industry 4.0, this is your advanced simulation. Advanced simulation is basically bringing up a technology into, let's just say, producing a reality into digital. So basically being able to project something that is not real yet into the real world and simulate it to understand how it will look and how it will work already. And this is your today's world. Advanced simulation is taking a big space as well. And through advanced simulation, you'll hear people talking also about augmented reality, virtual reality, and so many things that are also advancing. Involved in regards to advanced simulation. And in the automotive space, advanced simulation is also a very, very interesting technology, because they are using it into, let's just say, for instance, when you are busy testing a new car for a crash or accident, to see actually the whole simulation of an accident and how it will work. So you have to use advanced simulation. And the third point, or the third pillar, is additive manufacturing. Additive manufacturing, the simple way to explain it, it's 3D printing. Yeah, I think some of you have heard of 3D printing, and this is not your conventional printer that you have at home. This is a massive printer that can do anything. In Belgium this year, they've managed to print out a house. So you might think it's unreal, but this is where we are already in the manufacturing space. They do 3D printing because it's less waste, because by using 3D printing, you can actually not only capitalize on your resources, but also reduce on human resources or working a human capital. So it's very easy to basically produce or manufacture something with 3D printing. So as I was giving the example of Belgium, they've already done the first 3D printing of a home, of a house. And so yeah, that's in the construction manufacturing space, 3D printing is already going on another level. And also in the medical space as well. Medical space, they're also finding ways on how they can start putting in place new idea, but also innovation in regards to printing organs and other things. But they are not there yet, but already the vision is there. So don't be surprised in the next few years if we start hearing that people are capable of printing a heart. So it can only become a reality very soon. So on the fourth pillar of Industry 4.0, this is your system integration or universal integration. I love this word. You know, years back, we've been having so many silos. Silos simply means that we have so many technology that exist, but they cannot work together. So that's why you can look at some of the organizations, they might have so many software that don't speak to each other. So as much as it's productive, but it also becomes a little bit unproductive, because you need to get out of the software to achieve another target or activity. But thanks to where our fourth industrial revolution is taking us, what we are all working on now is that we want to bring so many things into interconnection, into working together, you know, like blockchain and other things. So it's need to work together. So I'm gonna give you a simple example. So for instance, a traffic light can start now working into road mapping, can now start working into a whole supply chain of a whole city, and can also start working into a traffic management system and speaking to all those systems actually to create a smart city. So that's, for me, that's what universal integration speaks about. So bringing so many systems are integrated into a one platform that can work together. So the fifth pillar of Industry 4.0, it's cybersecurity. For me, I really think this is key. This is the master of it all. You know, without cybersecurity, we can speak about all these good things, but guess what? There are hackers out there. There are people that are willing to do cybercrime, and they are willing to steal your information and willing to do anything with your information. So by promoting cybersecurity, but also having a strong cybersecurity network, it simply means that what we are doing today in the digital world are protected. So what we are doing there are not becoming a big challenge, because cybersecurity should be really strengthened and reinforced. Just a simple example, a few months ago, some of the big mogul, I'll just say some of the big names, their account on Twitter were hacked. And it was quite sad to see such things happening, but that's what cybersecurity speaks about. So not only on that level, but also on cybercrime, on viruses, people sending viruses into other people's laptop and trying to, to fizz information and do all those funny things. So cybersecurity is very capital. We need to bring it up to speed on another level so that we can actually protect all those 8 pillars of the Industry 4.0, because cybersecurity is one of the pillars. So the sixth point is cloud computing. Cloud computing is very interesting. You know, we've been speaking about all this information that people will call data, but you need to store it somewhere. And that's where cloud computing is coming into space. You need to be able to store information. Small, big, medium, those information need to be stored somewhere. And that's where cloud computing is really taking a space, because we don't need to see a big warehouse where information are being stored, or big archives room where people in some corporate space, they're still storing the information. But cloud computing is basically where I believe most of us now need to start looking at how information can be secured and kept on those places. And wherever you are in any part of the world, when you need to pull those information, you will be able to pull it, work on it, process it, and you can save it again and keep it out there. So that's the 6 pillars of Industry 4.0. And the 7th pillar of Industry 4.0 is IoT. IoT basically stands for Internet of Things. Internet of Things, this is amazing. Let me give you a simple example. If some of you have heard already of what people are calling a smart home, or a smart factory, or a smart mining, or whatever it is, but I'll give a simple example of smart home. So you are basically able to, let's say with your phone, you are basically able to connect with your fridge, and you are capable of seeing what's happening in your fridge inside. You know, if you didn't buy milk, so on your way home, you should be able to buy milk. And if someone is visiting your house and press that parlor phone button and you are not home, it will connect you directly to your phone, and you should be able to speak to that person live to tell the person that you are not home. And of course, there are so many things you can do in regards to Internet of Things. So Internet of Things simply means that machine being able to speak to machine via internet, and also your phone and other things that you can actually communicate with, basically with your phone. So through Internet of Things, you can also, some of the new model of Mercedes and other cars, you can actually manipulate some of them with your phone. Just by having internet and having that Mercedes app, you can do some nice, good things with your phone as well. So that for me, that's what Internet of Things is all about. But the key component in regards to Industry 4.0, especially when we speak about Internet of Things, it's sensors. So what people are able to do with sensors is quite amazing. I'll give you a simple example with in the mining space, for instance, you might be able to, let's say, install sensors in a specific machine and be able to read some algorithm in those machines and be able to get the information that you need, process those information to basically bring up to speed some solutions from your computer, solutions that speaks about predictive maintenance, so that you know what you can actually prevent the machine from breaking well in advance. That's also another fun thing about Internet of Things, and this is where our world is going. So the 8 pillars that I always believe that is well connected into pillar number 2 as well, advanced simulation. It's augmented reality. Augmented reality simply means that through the digital world, we can actually take something in an object in the digital world and put it in a real world, right? So how does it work? For instance, we can have a clear video of your surrounding, for instance, of a specific road, but you can take a specific object that are digital and put it into that real world. So many companies are really moving into augmented reality, your Samsung, your Apples, and so many other companies that are really involved in regards to augmented reality. So it just brings, especially in the customer service or sales environment, it just brings a lot of excitement, especially for customer, and also in regards to a specific demonstration. You know, you can also make use of augmented reality in places like museum, in places like an expo that is taking place, that you're about to display a specific product. You can also make use of augmented reality. So pillar number 9, this is the last pillar, but not the least, I'll say. Pillar number 9, it's data, big data. Today's world will not survive without data. Data is everything. You will hear people talking about data mining. What does it mean? It simply means today you can mine data. So you can take data, information, you can process it and get the type of solutions or get the direction that where you want to go with those data. So make use of artificial intelligence and other things in regards to big data. A simple example, a German company called Bosch, for instance, they manufacture CCTV camera, for instance, and they put a software called Intelligent Video Analytic in those software, and those software are able not only to recognize facial recognition or recognize facial, but can also do people counting, can also get informations and put some rules or perimeters into that camera that will allow them to get a set of alarms when people, let's say, they trespass a specific area, or while people are jumping on a specific fence, or when people are tempering the fence, or it can also identify if it's an animal or a human being. So there are so many things that one can do with data. I was giving the example of sensors. Sensors can also collect the information. That's the data we are talking about. And those information, you can take it, process those information, and decide what you want to do with this type of information. So that's also where we are moving into your artificial intelligence and AI and other things as well. If there's some, we can move to the next one, if you don't mind. So let's talk about the impact of the 4th industrial revolution in today's world. So the 4th industrial revolution is changing how we live, how we work, and how we communicate. Why am I talking about this? You and I, we've seen how life has changed and how the directions we're living has changed in regards to this pandemic. And guess what? So many people have come up with different solutions and different ways of addressing this issue. And this is where we are today. I'll give you a simple example. Years back, multinationals used to believe in having big buildings and having more than 2,000 people, 500 people working in that building. But guess what? Today, they've realized that people are still reliable. They can work from their house and they can be on their computer and still achieve the same target, or they can actually even get not only to socialize with their family, but also do some work. So if you look at where our world is going today, I truly believe that a lot of things are going to change, but also so many things, so many strategies will actually take place. So hence, I always urge business people, and in today's world, you really need to start looking at your vision, your mission, and even your strategies, because after this pandemic, you will need a post-strategy. I mean, a post-COVID strategy, and of course, a post-COVID vision, because as much as it took us by surprise, but there are so many things we can now start looking at and actually start coming up with amazing solutions that can address not only today's challenge, but even challenges that might occur in the future. So as I was saying, so it's changing how we live, work, and communicate. It's reshaping government, education sector, healthcare, and even the commerce industry, almost every aspect of our lives. So this is our today's world. So in the future, it can also change the things we value and the way we value them. So that's very important. I actually believe for business people, it becoming very, very important to start coming up with new ways of doing things and new, not only strategies, but also vision and mission on how you can actually serve your customer. And today we've seen it, how human interaction has become a big challenge, and machines has taken the place and has done some of the not only great job, but also completed us while we couldn't go out there and keep on interacting with others. So with some, we can move to the third slide. The third slide is basically just to give you some overview of Smart Africa 4.0 and also Akata RDC. You can actually find us, as I was saying, on LinkedIn. We are there. We do have some page there. Our website are also there. And I believe Vesam will share this presentation with you, but you can also visit Smart Africa 4.0 on YouTube. We do normally share some of those videos just to talk about where our world is going, Industry 4.0, new technology that are coming up there, and how one can start basically thinking about the future and also coming up with new idea, new product that actually address challenges that we are living today. So we can move to the most important slide. This is where you ask me your questions and I try to answer your questions. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Landry. Would anybody like to start the questions?
I would like to pose 3 questions.